Hey guys, thanks for checking out this episode of Anderson's Outdoors. In this video, we're going to be working on some modifications and projects with our Popup. Probably the main one that we wanted to work on today is putting together some kind of a system for storing all of the little braces and parts that go with the Popup. And Jayco gave us this little fabric sleeve that everything's supposed to fit into. And I don't know. It's all right, I guess, but it's just kind of a pain to deal with. And I think the main issue with this is that all these pipes and metal fittings are supposed to slide down into this fabric sleeve. However, this fabric is really like, I don't know how to describe it, but once you get everything back into the sleeve, then you're kind of wrestling trying to get it into here. Yeah, there we go. Well, as usual, anytime you have a pop-up camper or any type of RV, there's always unexpected stuff that is coming apart or just needs some attention. And as I was putting this thing up, I go to slide out our queen size, the full-sized slide out. I slide it out, and one whole side of it is just like wanting to drop down to the ground. And I thought, this is not good. So yeah, check this out. Yeah, so this is the main brace that holds in one side of the full-size slide out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws are missing. This one's hanging on by a thread. Well, I went down to the hardware store and got some replacement screws for this, and I got ones that are I think a 1/4 inch longer than the original ones. And then I had my wife lift up on the back corner out there of the slide out to kind of help get this down in place. And then I put a few of the screws in to kind of brace it. What I'm going to do now is actually mix up some Gorilla Glue epoxy, and I'm going to take these out one at a time and just put a little bit of epoxy on the hole, and then that way when I screw these back in, that epoxy will help kind of solidify those and hopefully prevent that from coming apart again on me. I'm not quite sure why all the screws came out of that one bracket, and looks like maybe one screw or none are missing from any of the others. I don't know. It's probably just a good idea to go through and check stuff like that from time to time anyway, and just make sure everything's nice and tight. Okay, we got that done. I'm gonna check some of these others, make sure they're tight, and then I'm gonna build this tube that will hopefully work for storing all of the little metal pipes and bars and stuff like that for the Popup, and I'll show you how that works. Okay, so what we're doing is we are making a little replacement for that sleeve that I showed you earlier. This is a 4-inch diameter ABS pipe. It was pre-cut to this length. They had them at Lowe's, and so we just picked that up. Got some ABS primer and cement, and we got 2 couplings for the end, and then these little screw-in end caps to cover the ends. Just gonna put a little bit of primer. It just helps the glue hold better. So I think we paid like $8 or $9 for this glue, and we're only using probably 8 cents worth. But all in all, this is probably not the cheapest DIY for your camper. I think we're gonna end up spending, this is probably gonna be, with the glue and the pipe and all the little pieces, it's probably gonna be in the neighborhood of about $60. Like I said, probably not the cheapest. Put the end cap on this end. I thought it's probably a good idea to keep a wrench with you so that if this kind of locks up and gets where it doesn't want to unscrew, you'll have a wrench to be able to condense it. All right, yeah, works great. So the last step is gonna be to take this and we're gonna put it just behind the spare across the bumper on the pop-up. And I've got 4 pipe clamps that I'm gonna join 2 together to make them big enough to go around this 4-inch pipe and around the bumper. So these are the pipe clamps that I got to attach, and obviously they're not gonna be big enough. One wouldn't be big enough to go around the pipe and the bumper. So I had the idea to try to combine 2. Well, I don't know if this is gonna work or not.
Yeah, I bet you're right.
'Cause I don't think if I screw that down to there, that's not gonna make it tight enough. So I'm going with plan B, and we just got some 14-inch cable ties, and I'm gonna see if these will work. Yeah, see, one of those won't even fit, so I was kind of suspecting that. So I'm gonna join these together. Let's see if we can't make that. Yeah, I think that's gonna work good.
Now, do you think those are gonna last?
Well, that is a really good question, and definitely wouldn't want to lose all of your pieces parts in the middle of a trip. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll have to kind of keep an eye on it and check it from time to time, and if it starts looking weathered, or you know, we might have to replace these from time to time. But I think a pack of like 15 or 20 of those was like $3. So, you know, we could use a lot of those to tie this down. It's pretty secure. I think this is going to be a great mod. Way better, way less frustrating to deal with than a little fabric sack. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching this episode of Anderson's Outdoors. Take it easy, and we'll catch you next time.